Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. If you're just joining us, you're watching Spotlight. I'm Jane Wernette, and my second guest today is Turning Point Autism Foundation. And with us is Walter Johnson, who is the president, and also Howard Weiss, who is a board treasurer. So welcome. Glad you guys could stop by.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to be here.
Walter, tell us a little bit about the work that Turning Point is doing in the community.
Well, it's pretty basic. We provide services for families who need help immediately. We do that through both Turning Point CN School, which is a middle school and a high school. We have Turning Point Career College. We also have a residential initiative. And all of this was started by a local family who really felt like they wanted to impact families here locally who might not have had access to services. And so they took off on this journey, and here we are almost 10 years later with a lot of great things going on and a lot of people that we're trying to help in the community.
That's wonderful. Now, Howard, you have a personal connection. Talk to us a little bit about how you got involved on the board and how you got involved with Turning Point.
Sure. Well, I'm the blessed parent of two children who are on the autism spectrum, Jackson and Benjamin. And, like a lot of parents, I went through the roller coaster ride of trying to figure out what this world was like, and was really looking for a place to turn my energy to, and I found Turning Point. And I was just amazed at the work that they were doing, and what I really found was hope. And it was something I really wanted to pour my energy into, and I've been involved for 6 years, and it's been just a blessing for me.
And a good place for your sons.
My sons don't go there. They're in the regular school district, but my son Jackson maybe will be a future career college candidate.
Okay, okay. Walter, tell us a little bit about the CN Middle School and the high school program.
Well, CN Middle School, Turning Point Middle School and High School was designed to work with the most severely impacted students. So when a school district contacts us with a referral, typically it is a student that's nonverbal. In some cases, it's a student that's self-interest, that has significant behaviors. And through kind of the amazing efforts of our staff and a particular program that we use that provides access to communication and organization and positive behavioral supports and some escalation management, we're really able to put those students in a position where they can concentrate enough to learn a typical curriculum. So we teach math, science, social studies, English, but we also teach those other things that help the student manage their behaviors better so that they can have greater access to the larger community. And that's what we do. I mean, we take on the most difficult cases, and we have some of the most amazing stories that come out of those because of the changes that take place in the lives of those students and their families.
Oh, that's incredible. And it's so important to be able to continue to learn no matter what. And that's wonderful that your staff is able to do that.
Absolutely. We assume intelligence, and we start with that as a basic thing. And from there, we feel like that's the initial building block for everything else that can happen in that young person's life.
And Howard, when the students have completed high school, you guys have now started a program that is really such an important component of that transition.
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
So our kids in high school typically are in high school till the age of 22. So we have a transition program for them that really gets them started on life skills and to get them ready for the next phase in life. And then we have our career college, which is open to any adult who is on the spectrum that is looking for a way to build their talent so that they can go out and find employment. And we're fortunate enough to have some very good corporations that we partnered with, like Walgreens, who are employing our kids when they graduate from career college. And so we're very excited about that program, and we're doing a lot of good work in the community with that.
I think that's tremendous. I heard a young man from Turning Point speak a couple of days ago about the joy of having that employment and what a gift it was to be able to go to work and how wonderful that is to hear.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Talk to us a little bit also. You've got a new program with your residential and home care program. Walter, tell us a little bit about what you're working towards and what you'd like to achieve there.
Well, this one is probably going to be the most challenging but the most necessary long term, because the population, the autism population, isn't shrinking and isn't getting any younger. And so it really is incumbent upon all of us who are working in the autism community to find what's that next step long term, that solution for families one day after the parent dies. And so we're in the process now of trying to figure out what the best practices are and what are the kinds of things we can put in place that will allow individuals with autism to live independently, to live with some assistance if they need to, but live in a community environment versus an institutional environment. So we've got a couple of residents now that we're working with, really working through the kinks, shall I say, so that when we go live with this thing, we really have a great program that families can depend on.
So you're really, we're educating the high school, we're putting people into employment, and then we're trying to make sure that
Exactly.
long term, they're well taken care of and have a meaningful role within the community. That's terrific.
That's part of our mission. Services for a lifetime.
Yeah.
We just challenged ourselves as a board to whether or not that's something we were really committed to, and it was
We're gonna take it on.
amazing.
That's
yes,
right.
it was amazing.
Absolutely.
Every board member to a person said, we have to do this. If we don't, who will?
Who will?
Yes.
If
Right.
not us, then who?
That's right.
That's terrific. April is Autism Awareness Month. Obviously, people know about that, but tell us how we can get involved with Turning Point on a year-round basis.
Well, on a year-round basis, it's volunteering. Not only volunteering with Turning Point. I always like to say this: there are a number of organizations out there that are doing great things with individuals with special needs who have autism and other challenges. I really want to see more of the community get engaged in service. So if it's not Turning Point, find something to get involved in. But we could always use more volunteers. We have service projects. We work with some local churches to do everything from help us with painting to providing mentorships for our students. And so a lot of things that people can do.
What would you say to people?
I would say if you're a family caring for an individual with autism, or you know a family who's caring for an individual with autism, tell them about Turning Point, because like me, what you'll find there is hope. And hope is what a lot of these families are missing. And I can say that the work that we're doing is remarkable, and the results that we're getting are having an impact more than just beyond the individual, but it's affecting the family and really having an effect on the community. So we're really excited about that.
That's terrific. So if you'd like to get involved in bringing hope, then visit their website. And we'd like to thank you for being with us, and we'll be right back with more Spotlight.